Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robo Show, where we take the gaming news format that channels like Spawnwood or Arlo do, add a dash of animation and some cool editing on top to bring you your gaming news, leaks, and rumors in a fresh new way. Hey guys, it's Rob here and welcome back to another video. So in this video, we are going to talk about the possibility of a July Nintendo Direct. Anything that has popped up in the past, if we're going to get one, if it makes sense, what games we could see, why it does make sense because of certain games that we haven't got any news on, and overall, just another Nintendo Direct video that talks about whether or not we're going to be getting one this month. We also have some news to cover in this video as well, so it's not entirely directed towards the Nintendo Direct, but that will be the main topic of this video. Those topics do include Chase Sky drops for the Nintendo Switch. It's for Minecraft. If you're interested in Minecraft, there is some pretty cool things going on with that. And overall, just talk about the Nintendo Direct stuff and some Nintendo Switch 2 news. If you guys end up enjoying this video, make sure you guys leave a like. It really does help push the video, and the more this gets pushed, the more people come back to these videos, the more it gets pushed out to new viewers, the better the video does, and the more time I can spend on cool new animations, 3D models, just stuff that makes the Nintendo Switch news videos a lot better. Things like this 3D model right here. Obviously not finished, but I mean, you can see the idea behind it. That being said, the first thing we're going to talk about is the Nintendo Direct, of course. So the Nintendo Direct is an interesting topic because they didn't do it in June, obviously. By the time this video comes out, the June Nintendo Direct is no longer possible because it shouldn't be June, unless Nintendo announced it on the 30th, which would be really shocking. So I think it's pretty safe to say that we're not going to be getting a June Nintendo Direct, but that really does beg the question, what is going on here? What games are upcoming and why do we actually need a Nintendo Direct, right? So when it comes to the amount of Nintendo games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, whether that be third party or whether that be first party, whether that be indie games, things like that. Games according to Nintendo's own website that are coming soon are things like Donkey Kong Bonanza, Drag X Drive, which by the way, for those wondering how much that's going to cost you $19.99. We recently got that news pretty soon, so that's just another news piece in this video. We also have Super Mario Jamboree, we have Wild Hearts coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 as well. There's also Kirby and the Forgotten Land for the Nintendo Switch. There's going to be that upgrade, which is going to cost you $20. Pokemon Legends ZA in October, something I'm pretty excited for. There's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4, Story of Seasons, Daemon X Machina. There's quite a lot of games to look forward to. This doesn't even count like other games that were announced recently or even games that are still being announced. So I would say the Nintendo Switch games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 and the original Nintendo Switch, that's pretty fleshed out. There is still some room, I would say, but I think when it comes to the Nintendo Direct, when it comes to exactly what the purpose of the next Nintendo Direct is going to be, I think it's going to be to flesh out more of the coming months a little bit more and give us more information on games that we already know about. So I pretty much agree with Beat 'em Up's leak about the Nintendo Direct because that's what he says the purpose of this Nintendo Direct, which makes a lot of sense if you already have a lot of these big games, especially like Metroid Prime 4. That's supposed to be a 2025 game and we still haven't got a release date. Now there are a couple things Nintendo can do with Metroid Prime 4. They can even announce it on like a Twitter post like they did with Splatoon Raiders, or they can announce it in a Nintendo Direct, or they can wait until the next Nintendo Direct because remember, a September Nintendo Direct can still happen even if we do get a July Nintendo Direct. Now according to Beat 'em Ups, there is supposed to be a July Nintendo Direct. He has directly said it. You can see it on the screenshot right now. We've covered this in the past, and the big thing about this is that it's from a really big YouTuber, probably one of the biggest Nintendo content creators, I don't know why I said that, on the platform right now. And if you guys want to hear more about that, click the top right corner on those Nintendo Switch 2 leaks. There is some pretty interesting stuff in his Nintendo Switch 2 leak list from his own information. But if we are getting a July Nintendo Direct, I would expect the Metroid Prime 4 release date to be revealed there. If not, September is the second choice, and of course a Twitter announcement is also choice because they did drop Splatoon Raiders on a random Tuesday, which is weird because it's always Tuesday that Nintendo drops these things. It's kind of weird. I wonder if Tuesday is something that they just like to do. I don't know, pretty interesting. But anyways, yeah, that's what I think about that. Let's ignore what Beat 'em Ups is saying and just kind of think, okay, is it possible for a July Nintendo Direct? I would say yes, it is possible, especially with the Nintendo Switch 2. We know that Nintendo is vastly changing their plans and how they're moving when it comes to Nintendo Direct. It's no longer, oh, we get one in June, then we get one in September, then we get one in February, then we get one in, let's say the next one after that would probably be the June Nintendo Direct, right? And then in between that, we'll get like mini Nintendo Directs focused on specific games, and then of course the partner Directs. I feel like Nintendo is changing changing their plan a bit, and I'm starting to see it form a bit. It highly depends on if it happens again with Metroid Prime 4. So what I think Nintendo is currently doing, or potentially doing I should say, is what they'll do is they'll have a Nintendo Direct, and then they'll have a Direct for a specific big game, and then they'll have another Nintendo Direct. We've nearly seen this twice so far. We had the Nintendo Direct for all of those games before the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, and then we also had the Nintendo Direct for the Mario Kart Nintendo Direct, and of course the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, that reveal. What did we have recently? A Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct. Now, if we do have another Nintendo Direct soon in July, that is also going to go towards that theory. Now, shortly after that, we might end up getting a Metroid Prime 4 Nintendo Direct, and if that happens, 2 out of 3, man. If it's 3 out of 3 with the next big game, man, I think that's exactly what Nintendo's doing. I think that's their new plan. As far as like when that's gonna happen, when the next Nintendo Direct can be predicted, I think the only way we're gonna be able to find that out is if we wait like a year and then we look back at the past year and see if they repeat that again. So that we'll have to wait on. So considering we just had the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct, I think a July Nintendo Direct is extremely possible. I could always be wrong, of course, and if I had to make a definitive answer right now and put all my money on the table, I would say yes, I think there's going to be a Nintendo Direct in July. Again, rumor from beat 'em ups aside, it just makes a lot of sense based on what they have been doing recently. When it comes to predicting Nintendo Directs, I like to look at what Nintendo has done recently or in the past and base it off what they're doing, because usually, and this is for anything really, if something's working and it's working really well, why would you change it, right? Not just keep doing that and iterating on it and trying to make it slightly better. Yeah, take some risks here and there, but if something's working and other things aren't, you don't want to risk your business, right? So yeah, that's enough of the Nintendo Direct talk. So if you guys aren't interested in any of the Nintendo Switch 2 news, click the top right corner to hear about some Nintendo Switch 2 leaks and rumors that have been recently happening in the past and very recently that we could see at this July Nintendo Direct. And if not, let's continue with the video with the Nintendo Switch 2 news. So first up, we do have a new update for Minecraft. If you do play Minecraft, there is a new update called Chase the Skies. That is now currently available for the Nintendo Switch version of Minecraft, which is pretty cool. It'll be interesting to see if anyone enjoys it. I'm not too big of a Minecraft fan, or not so much as a big fan, or not a big fan I mean, but one Minecraft game I did play a lot of was Minecraft Dungeons, and I actually did do a review on that. If you want to watch that review, if you're interested in it at all, click the top right corner of this video. But that's really as far as my gaming for Minecraft goes. Moving on to the next topic, apparently there was a little bit of a controversy with a new update for Mario Kart World. This is what My Nintendo News has to say. Many of us enjoy a 3-lap race online in Mario Kart World. However, that option was practically taken away with the recent update to the game. Previously, if you wanted a 3-lap course race, you would select random when given the choice of courses. When you select random now, you might be given an intermission course where the majority of laps are driven from one track to another. This has caused so much negative discussion on the Mario Kart World subreddit that the mods have banned posts on the change, leading to more online anger. Instead, there's now a sticky post where you can talk about the changes, but good luck creating a new post about it. So I don't really play too much online. I mean, I've seen some clips of you guys playing online. You guys are too good. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get my butt whooped. I'm not too good at, I mean, I can't even do the start boost every single time I race. So I'm not even gonna try. I mean, I'll try eventually, but I'm gonna get my butt whooped probably. Like, the amount of stuff you guys are doing online, I ain't that skilled. I mean, I have fun with Mario Kart. I'm a single player. I enjoy single player games more, so kind of playing by myself or playing with friends is more of what I like to do. But let me know in the comment section below, for those who do play a lot of online Mario Kart, what are your thoughts on the recent update? Because I really haven't experienced it because I don't really play online. I do have to say though, if like I play Destiny, right? And they do make changes in Destiny that are really crappy. Sometimes they take things away. Sometimes they change it. I play Final Fantasy XIV. I play DC Universe Online. Like, one change in DC Universe Online with the skill points is that it automatically upscales your character. I absolutely hated that, and that's one of the reasons why I just don't play anymore, because it just doesn't feel rewarding when you spend all this time grinding your character and, you know, people get upscaled to it, right? So I do have some experience with developers changing things in games and me just not liking it. And when I see this, I think that was kind of a weird thing to do. I mean, to take away an option, I don't get why a lot of developers do that. The only thing I can think of is like sometimes in like Overwatch, for instance, if we have too many things for matchmaking, then that does affect matchmaking, and sometimes certain modes just are completely dead because there's not enough players, or it's very hard to find like a match or something. That's understandable, but I just don't understand why they would do that. Let me know, for people again who play online more, is there a specific reason why they would do this? But yeah, moving on to the last topic of this video. So apparently high profile camera makers are pledging to make things work with the Nintendo Switch 2. If you guys didn't know, there are some cameras that do work with the Nintendo Switch 2, and you don't necessarily have to buy the ones for the Nintendo Switch 2 with the Nintendo Switch brand on it. Keep that in mind. So in the future, if you do buy a new camera, try to plug it into your Nintendo Switch 2 and see if you can use it with the Nintendo Switch 2 before you go out and buy like a specific one with the brand of Nintendo Switch on it. It's always good to save money, and a lot of times these cameras can cost a lot of money, and if you already have one and it works with the Switch 2, why not use that one, right? Unless you want it for like the look of it or something. And another thing, I do want to put a warning out here. People who have bricked their Nintendo Switch 2s with the MIG carts, there are some people who are selling those. So when you do buy a used Nintendo Switch 2, make sure you have some way to like bring it back, or somehow to contact the buyer, or especially if like it's someone you don't know, make sure there is a way to get your Switch back, or just be very careful on where you buy a used Nintendo Switch 2. Assuming you can even find one right now. But even if someone randomly pops up into this video like a year from now and hears this, just make sure you check it, because people are selling these bricked Nintendo Switch 2 consoles after using the MIG Switch cartridge on it. But yeah, that is the last topic for this video. Let me know what you guys think about all of these down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.